The version of you 5 years from now is watching every decision you make today. Every January, every Monday, every birthday. We tell ourselves, this time will be different. But for most people, it never is. We start strong, a new workout plan, a new diet, a new morning routine. Maybe even a completely new vision for our lives. For a moment, we generally believe everything is about to change. But then, life gets busy, motivation fades, old habits quietly find their way back in. And before we know it, we're right back where we started. So why does this happen? Why do so many people spend years wanting a different life, but never actually build one? Because most people try to change what they do, instead of changing who they are. Think about it. How many times have you promised yourself that this would be the last time? The last diet, the last restart, the last I'll start on Monday. At first, everything feels different. You have motivation, you have energy, you have hope. But eventually, motivation disappears. And when it does, most people become the same person they were before. Not because they're weak, not because they don't care, but because they never built an identity that could survive once motivation was gone. They were relying on feeling instead of becoming a different person. I know this because I've lived it for years. I thought the answer was finding the perfect plan, the perfect workout, the perfect routine, the perfect Monday. I stayed consistent for a while. Then life would happen. I missed one day, then another. Before I knew it, I was right back at the beginning. It wasn't because the program didn't work. It wasn't because I wasn't capable. It was because I was trying to change my actions without changing the person making the decisions. Everything started to change the day I stopped asking, how do I stay motivated? And started asking, what do I need to become? Identity. It's a word we hear all the time, but very few stop to think about it. What does it actually mean? Most people believe changes start with actions. Go to the gym, eat healthier, wake up early, read more books, save more money. But lasting change doesn't begin with actions. It begins with identity, because every decision you make is a vote for the person you're becoming. Every workout, every healthy meal, every page you read, every video you edit, every promise you keep to yourself. They're not just actions, they're evidence. Evidence that you're becoming someone different. Think about it. Someone who says, I'm trying to stop skipping the gym, they're still thinking like someone who skips the gym. Now, compare that to someone who says, I'm someone who trains. The one sentence changes everything, because when your identity changes, your decisions begin to change with it. Don't wake up asking, do I feel like going today? You go, because that's simply who you are. That's the difference. The goal was never to just lose weight. It was to become someone who takes care of their body. The goal was never to just build muscle. It was to become someone who shows up. The goal was never just to wake up early. It was to become someone who keeps promises to themselves. Because once your identity begins to change, your habits stop feeling forced. They start feeling natural, and that's when your life begins to change. So identity is the key. How do you actually become someone new? The answer is a lot less exciting than most people want to hear. You don't become someone new overnight. You become someone new through the small decisions nobody else sees. Going to the gym, especially on the days you don't feel like it. Reading one more page, editing one more video, taking one more step. Every decision is a vote. Every vote for the person you're becoming. One workout won't change your body. One healthy meal won't transform your health. One productive day won't change your life. Problem isn't one decision. The problem is repeating the same decision until it becomes who you are. That's why consistency matters more than intensity. But the people who actually change are the people who keep showing up long after the excitement disappears. The mistake most people make is believing they have to be perfect. They miss one day, convince themselves they failed, so they quit, and the cycle starts all over again. But the goal was never perfection. The goal was consistency. Trust in yourself. Every promise you keep to yourself becomes evidence. Evidence that you're becoming someone who follows through. Over time, that confidence begins to grow. Not because you suddenly feel different, because you've become different. That's how real transformation happens. Quietly, one ordinary day at a time. 5 years from now, you won't remember today. You won't remember the meal you almost skipped. You won't remember the morning you forced yourself to get out of bed. But your future self will be living with the results every one of those decisions. That's the thing about discipline. It compounds. Just like building muscle, learning a skill, or investing your money. The changes aren't dramatic at first. They're almost invisible until one day they became impossible to ignore. People will look at your life and say, you got lucky. They won't see the mornings you wanted to quit, the nights you stayed consistent, the workouts nobody applauded, and sacrifice nobody noticed. Because the biggest transformation usually happens when nobody's watching. For a long time, I kept restarting. I waited for the perfect Monday, the perfect plan, the perfect moment, but eventually I realized my life wasn't going to change because I found a better routine. It was going to change because I became someone who stopped looking for excuses. I'm not making this video because I reached the final finish line. I'm making it because I'm living it. This channel is my rebuild. You're going to see the wins, the setbacks, the days I'm motivated, and the days I'm not. Because becoming someone new isn't one decision. It's thousands of ordinary decisions made over and over again. So maybe today doesn't have to be another restart. The version of you 5 years from now is building by the decisions you make today. The question is, what will they see? This isn't a channel about pretending to have life figured out. It's about documenting the rebuild, the muscle, strength, the discipline, and becoming the person you're capable of becoming. Let's rebuild ourselves one day, one habit, and one decision at a time. I'll see you in the next one. Later, everyone.